joyfully, I am divine.
There's a power within you. It lifts your life to its highest level. It brings health, happiness, success, and peace of mind. As you respond to this power will respond to you because this power is within you, and that's why spirituality rocks. Welcome, I'm your host, Janine Burns. We are joined today on Skype with the Reverend Barbara Gold-Branson, and she is author of the Angel Talk program, and she was with us back in October when we featured her book, How to Attract Your Soulmate. And in the studio with me, I have the Rev.Cathy Caputo of the Center for Spiritual Living and the Reverend Cheryl Mchunguzi from Unity Church of Healing Light in Huntington. Welcome.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit today about setting goals. George Eliot said, it's never too late to become what you might have been. And it's important to set goals and live and having powerful goals in our lives. Not goals that you can figure out how to reach your dreams. They're not big enough then. You need to set big, outlandish goals. And you may recall the phrase, where there's no vision, the people shall perish. So it's important to say goal-centered. But why don't we set goals? What stops us from setting goals and taking action to create them? Well, there's a danger in setting goals because, yeah, you might not reach them. And if you don't reach them, it can negatively affect your self-esteem, you know, and that can be kind of stinky. Yet the truth is, it's more dangerous for you to not go for your goals and your visions and your dreams. And it's more dangerous for you not to live full out because life is always for the greater expansion and expression of itself. You want to see how spirit works? Look at nature. And so what happens if we don't set goals, we stagnate. And that's a very dangerous thing when we stagnate because that's when all sorts of diseases, that's when addictions can set in. And so think of a boat. It's more dangerous for a ship to stay dockside because when it's dockside, that's when the barnacles adhere to it and the barnacles eat away at the hull. Whereas when it's soaring through the water, it's a tendency, it's more, well, first of all, it's obviously buoyant because it is a boat.
Better be.
But what it happens is it becomes unseaworthy faster when it's at dockside than when it's actually being used.
Right.
And the same thing is with an airplane. There's a certain amount of danger when flying in an airplane. Has that been off the whole time? Okay. I'm going to start from the beginning because I just found out the mic was down. Oh, no, we're good. I'm sorry. My producer said we're good. I got a little confused there. Okay. So onward and upward. Think of an airplane. Yeah, there's a certain amount of danger on an airplane when flying in an airplane, but it's more dangerous for the airplane to sit on the tarmac because then it can get rusted out. And on land, it literally rusts quicker than when it's soaring through the heavens. And so the same is for us. We can become stagnant if we're not continually setting goals and dreaming new dreams. That we were created. The universe, God expresses through you as divine ideas and love. Whatever you love, it's a magnetic energy that's going to draw and attract whatever that is to you. And the universe is always giving us divine ideas. So our job then is to keep guard over our thinking and examining our thinking and make sure that we don't get into stagnant negativity. Because sometimes we're negative, we don't even realize it. And yeah, things can go wrong in our life. It is our job to stand firm in our faith. It is our job to remember that New Thought teaches there is one ultimate energy and power in the universe. It's present in all that exists. And you can call this power whatever you're comfortable with. Spirit, infinite intelligence, God, divine love. The point is, it's not a personality that's outside of us. It is a power that is within us. And so then, we inherently are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so we co-create with God. And it is our thoughts that create our realities. And so then when we align our thinking with the perfection of God, then that's when we can break free from lack and limitation. That's when we can be open and receptive to divine ideas. And so that's when we can really have our goals manifest and realize and actually demonstrate that we live in an abundant universe, an unlimited universe, and that within us is all the wisdom and the love and the power that is needed to create a fulfilling, joyful, peaceful, and productive life. And so I call upon you this week, set some goals, bigger goals than you've ever set before. Where are you in your life right now? Where are you? Where you want to be? What do you want to do? Learn to utilize the gifts of spirit that are naturally within you through prayer and meditation. And remember that presence and power is always with you as divine ideas. And as you set those goals and dreams, be prepared for fantastic things to happen because you are a spiritual being. I'm really excited about the show today. I have my friend, Reverend Barbara Gold-Branson. And right after this break, she's going to speak to us about her program, Angel Talk. And we have a panel today with the Rev.Cathy Caputo and the Reverend Cheryl Mchunguzi. Both are spiritual practitioners, so this is going to be a hot dog kind of conversation today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful frame prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC.
The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner.
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns. I'm thrilled to be here with you today. We are talking about the Angel Talk program. We have with us on Skype the Reverend Barbara Gold-Branson, a personal friend of mine. And Barbara was back on the show back in October, and that's when she spoke to us about her book on soulmates. And it was just a fantastic show. We got high accolades. How to Attract Your Soulmates, The Secret of Lasting Love. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Janine. I'm so happy to be here to talk about angels tonight.
Fantastic. In the studio with me, I have the Rev.Cathy Caputo and the Rev. Cheryl Mchunguzi. Rev.Cathy is with the Center for Spiritual Living in Hicksville, Long Island, and Rev. Cheryl is over at Unity Church of Healing Light in Huntington.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So happy to be here again.
Great.
And you know what? I love this format we're doing today because what we're going to do is we're going to do a roundtable discussion. I'd like to read to you from Barbara Goldbranson's book, Angel Talk, which is actually a program where you can learn to connect to your angels if you've not done so before, or you can learn more about angels. Now, angels in New Thought, some people, it presses a button for them because they say, oh, we don't talk about angels. We don't do angels. However, angels are messengers from God. What I did is a little research. And angel is a fusion of the Old English word angel and the Old French word angele. And they're both from the Latin angelus and the Greek angelus, which means messenger, envoy, or one that announces. And then, of course, I read your fantastic Angel Talk program. And gosh, you know, there's a lot of gems of wisdom in that book. That's a fantastic book. Barbara, you said angels are messengers of God, and that the word angel comes from the Greek word angelos, which means messenger. Angels are made up of love, light, and intelligence. Angels are aspects of the one source. They help us to remember the God qualities that are within us, such as love, light, beauty, wisdom, peace, and compassion. Talk to us a little bit more how you would describe angels, please.
Yeah, well, I describe angels, they are celestial beings, and celestial means of the heavens. So they are metaphysical, because metaphysical means beyond the physical. So angels are beyond the physical realm. And like you said, Janine, they are messengers of God, and they act to bring blessings to us and divine guidance, and they are beings of love, light, and intelligence. And their sole purpose is to serve humanity. That's what they were created to do. And they act as intermediaries between us and God. Now, people have said to me, well, why do I need an intermediary between me and God? I could go to God directly. Yes, because God is within, and we can access that power within. But the angels are created to help us. So why not use that as another spiritual tool to help us and to receive their guidance and their messages and all that they can offer us?
Fantastic. Well, you know, I never really believed in angels. My mother was always into angels and would always give me little angel pens. And you know, I just thought angels, you know. And then a few years ago, I was driving down the turnpike, and I heard a voice say, slow down. And I did slow down. And then I heard a voice say, slow down. And I slowed down a little more, but I didn't slow down sufficiently. Because what happened is I ended up having a car crash. Yet, by all rights, my face should have been smushed against the brick wall that was there, and it wasn't. And something happened. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like something happened and took over the operation of the vehicle. I'm telling you something, from that day forward, I mean, even in the car, I was like, whoa. Because the only thing I could do in that moment was God. That's the only thing I could say was God, because it happened so quickly.
Yes.
Now, we believe that messengers are not only divine ideas, but that angels are actual beings. And so something intervened in that circumstance that took the steering wheel. What do you think about that, Kathy?
Absolutely. I had another experience like that where I was driving on the highway and I started to fall asleep. Something actually took the wheel and made it go like this, that the car was going back and forth, but I wasn't doing that, and it wasn't doing it by itself. Something actually took the wheel. And I believe it was the same experience that you had.
Yeah.
That there was someone there.
Some divine
that
intervention.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
helped. Yeah.
How about you, Cheryl?
Well, demonstrations like you've never seen. 2014, that is our motto at Unity Church of Healing Light. But what I've experienced was regarding my daughter. I was at work, sitting at my desk, and all of a sudden I got this feeling, this warm feeling, and this light came into the cubicle and said, pray for your daughter. I started praying, and then it got light, and then it said, she's okay. She's all right. And then about 2 minutes later, I got a call from her. saying that she was in a car accident. The car was totaled.
And she walked away?
She walked away. She had a scratch on her head.
That's a
and
fantastic story.
Yes.
Can I tell you one more?
Well, sure. You can tell us one more, because I know Reverend Barbara has one to tell, too.
Okay.
Go ahead, go.
Another time I was walking across a very busy street, and a lot of cars come careening around the corner at that time. And a woman came across the street at just the time I was going to step off the curb. And she looks me straight in the eyes and she said, "Watch what you're doing." Now, most people don't come up to somebody else and say, "Watch what you're doing." And had I not stopped at that moment, I would have been hit by a car.
Oh.
So I turned around to thank her, and she was gone. There was nowhere to find this lady. And I have since seen her in many dreams. She comes to me and she gives me advice.
Oh, okay.
Guardian angel.
Kathy, can I add something?
Sure.
What you experienced was an incarnate angel. There are times when an angel will take human form just to give you some guidance and then will disappear. And that is something that happens. And I'm getting chills thinking about it, that is
So
what you
am I.
experienced.
I just got a chill also.
You got a chill?
Yeah.
I have an angel experience.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
You want me to? Well, mine is very similar to yours. I was driving on a very busy Florida highway, and I had one of those yellow arrows that tells you the lane is about to end, and I was going 65 miles an hour, and I ignored it. And all of a sudden, my lane ended abruptly, and I should have been killed at that point, and something took the steering wheel, and I almost blacked out, but I was more like in a meditative state. Something took the steering wheel, took over the car, and gently placed it in oncoming traffic, but in a safe spot. And I just went on, and I knew that it was divine intervention. I could not have done that myself. Something took the steering wheel. And I also wanted to say that Janine and Cheryl, you experienced clairaudience when you heard messages from your angels in words.
Now that's what you talked about in the book. Yeah, that clear hearing, clairaudience. And now in the book, you talk about there are many ways that we can hear the angels. And I put parentheses around here because there were several ways. Would you address that, please, Barbara?
Sure. What we just talked about was clairaudience, which is clear hearing. And that is the rarest form of all. But you hear a message. You actually hear the words. It's a warning or advice. And it's always given in a very loving way. It's never scary or frightening. It's loving. It's protective. And it's not in the I voice. It's in the you voice. Because if it's in the I voice, it might be your own mind speaking. Then there's clairvoyance. Some people see visions. You might see something in a dream, or you just might see something, a message. And there's clairsentience, which is clear feeling. You get a gut feeling that of a warning or some action you should take, an inspiration, a surge of hope or love. And the final one is claircognizance, which is an inner knowing. You just know something. A lot of scientists and authors and inventors have experience of clear knowing. They don't know how they know it, but they know it. And those are the ways that angels communicate with us. And you could have all those ways. You could have a mixture. It doesn't mean that I have clairaudience. That's my main one. But I've had other experiences as well.
So you actually hear a voice?
Yes. I had an example in Starbucks where there's a game that you could play, and it will say, you have to guess an answer. And it said, how many Americans, 75% of Americans hide their money here. And I heard a voice in my ear say, shoes. And I actually had clairsentience at the same time because I felt the angel on my right side. So I just blurted out shoes. And that was the answer. And I was just so happy because I knew it was confirmation that that angel was with me. And if I had thought about it, you know, I would have, it wouldn't have been as powerful. I just went with what I was told.
Right. Fantastic.
That was a fun example.
That is a fun example. You know, as a teacher of practical spirituality that you are, as actually we all are, I've had people come up to me and often ask me, how do you distinguish between the voice of God or an angel messenger thought and the voice of fear. Because sometimes you can get guidance and it sounds negative. Like, be careful or don't do this or that. How would you answer that?
Well, in terms of how I connect to angels, it is both emotional, intuitive. It's a feeling. It's a warm feeling. When I experience something that has that truth to it, I get that tingling, in my body, that ripple feeling. And when God says something to you, it is very distinctive and it's very clear, and it connects with your being. So you don't. It's not a question. If you have to question, then it might not be. It might be yourself expressing that. But when God speaks to you, when the angels speak to you, it's very clear and very distinctive.
Okay. And okay, great, Kathy. How would you respond to that?
Yeah, I very similar. I've had things where I've kind of been drawn to something, and something says to me, "No, this is part of you going this way." And then there's another time when I'm guided, and you just know, you can feel that love, you can feel the purity of it. There's a purity that I feel when I know that there's an angel, or it's really that God part of me, that's that God center of me that's guiding me.
It's resting. It's protective. It doesn't. You don't have that question of what it is.
Yes. And Barbara, I'd like you to answer that too, but what I'd like to say is that whatever the message is that you get, there's a sense of peace around it.
Yes.
So even if it's a message that something good ain't about to happen, because I've had that before where I knew something was going to happen and it wasn't the most positive thing, but the message came with a sense of peace. And I think because I've built my spiritual practice, I can be alert, I can stand firm in my faith, I can be brave, knowing that Spirit is always with me. I'll always have the ideas I need. I'll always have the people I need. I'll always have the circumstances I need. So a sense of peace. So how would you answer that question if, and let's just say the question again, in case somebody just tuned in. And the question is, how do you know when you're receiving guidance, the difference, how do you know it's a negative thought or it's really your guidance you're receiving?
Well, you've all touched upon all the points. Cheryl, like what you said, sometimes you feel a tingling, a warmth, a physical sensation. Yes. You always feel deep peace and love and comfort. You feel comforted and cared for and loved. If it's never negative, it's never fearful, it's never critical. Yes. It's always from a place of love and deep peace. You might even experience bliss and joy.
That's very true.
That's how you know it's a bona fide message. When you experience that deep, deep peace and tingling. Some people even get a whiff of a sweet fragrance or something like that.
Right, yes.
Very good, very good. So in the Angel Talk program, there's a lot of things I love about the book. I love that it has you to be very consciously aware of the angels. In part of the book, you actually talk about the archangels, their names, and you describe them. But one of the things I really love is that you give an affirmative prayer to connect with each of the angels. I love that. Anytime anybody gives me a prayer that I can center my mind and get myself out of the negative, I just love it. And so tell us, what inspired you to do that? What inspired you to do the book the way you did the book? Because it's set up as a program where people can learn skills to connect with their angels.
It was really inspired by the angels. It all came through me. I can't take any personal credit at all. It was just a divine idea that came through me, and the Angel Talk program was whispered in my ear, and I use it in my own life, and it works, and I've helped other people use it too, because it's ridiculously simple. And it just came through me, and I was guided the whole way by the angels. They really wrote that book.
You know, you did say in the book, in the beginning, you talked about spiritual partnership. And you said that you work with the angels as a team, a spiritual partnership to bring love and light to the world. And talk more about that, how you work in spiritual tandem and spiritual partnership.
How I personally work in spiritual partnership, and anybody can do it. Anyone could do this. When I wake up in the morning, I say a prayer to my angels. I also do affirmative prayer every morning, and I do a prayer to my angels, and I say, please use me today, however that looks like. Let me be your instrument to help humanity. Let me give messages. So I open my heart up to allowing the angels to work with me in my ministerial work or any way. So the partnership is between the angels and myself doing God's work on the planet Earth. I allow them to use me to help assist creation, however that looks like for that day.
I see. Fantastic. And what is your daily experience with the angel? Do you do as Reverend Barbara does and talk to the angels daily, or how does that work for you?
I usually do a treatment in the morning, of course.
Now, treatment, of course, is what is called
yes,
affirmative prayer.
Affirmative prayer. Excuse me. And I align with the qualities of the angels, with the qualities of God every day.
Okay.
And know that I am aligned with them and with God.
I see.
And for me, I have to center myself and be still. Because when I'm still, then I get direction. I get images in the morning when I'm still, when I am open to that. Sometimes I'm lulled back into a wake sleep mode with myself so they can talk to me and I get direction. And then I'm opening up and then I get direction, audio direction on what I need to be doing or what I not need to be doing.
It's in that's in between state where they tell you so many things.
You see so many things.
You need
right?
to know. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Because your conscious mind is not shutting it down.
You move yourself out of the way. You're not leading the direction.
So you allow divine mind.
That's right, divine mind, oneness with God.
Right.
And that you're just in that being of.
Okay, fantastic. I love that. Well, you know, I think what I like about the book is you talk about a program and you teach us how to connect, Reverend Barbara. However, I think there's so many people who only call upon their angels when they're in crisis, that they don't take the time to establish a connection and a relationship. Comment, please.
I find that very sad that often people turn to the angels only when they're facing a terminal illness or some kind of catastrophe in their life. That makes my heart sad because the angels are just waiting to assist you. Your guardian angels are designed to assist you. That's what they're there for. So they want what I call in the book your conscious cooperation. They want you to actively call on them. They want to be acting in your life. And just think of how our lives could change if we connected with the angels and had divine guidance every step of the way. There's nothing too large or too small. They will give you guidance in every aspect of your life. And so if we learn how to call on them and be in constant communication with them all the time, our lives would change in beautiful ways. And my hope for the world is that everybody begins to connect with their angels on a daily basis, not just when we're in dire need. Some people turn to prayer when they're in dire need. But we all know that doing prayer daily just opens up your life to all the good that is available to you.
So I have a question. How do you work with people to get them to the point to be receptive to their angel direction? You know, because we all come with different baggage and, you know, gets in the way of our connection. And I know through my own life experience, the more I'm open and receptive and understanding what God is and through me, you know, I connect more to that divine source. So how do we work with people to get them to that point?
Well, you know what? That's a huge question. And I think what we need to do is answer that right after our commercial break, because that can go in so many directions, and I don't want to have to cut us off. So stay tuned. I'm going to answer to that deep, juicy question. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments with Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act One will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
Like so many people, are your finances tight lately? Afraid to open your mail or even answer your phone? Well, take heart. You don't have to live like that. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you can join the thousands of folks who have used safe and effective government-insured reverse mortgages. The government-insured reverse mortgages from Long Island's Senior Reverse Network allow you to stay in your home and turn equity into tax-free cash. Our government-insured reverse mortgages can eliminate mortgage payments, credit card balances, or just improve your lifestyle. Do yourself a favor and solve these problems now. Call the Senior Reverse Network, and our advisors will answer all of your questions about our reverse mortgage programs. We've helped scores of senior Long Island homeowners like you who now enjoy a worry-free retirement. Get the financial security and peace of mind you've dreamed about. Pick up the phone and call us at the Senior Reverse Network now to set up a free consultation.
Call 1-800-985-REVERSE. That's 1-800-985-7383.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my...
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns, delighted to be with you here today when we're talking about angels and the Angel Talk program as brought by the Reverend Barbara Gulbranson, who has the book that's available on an ebook. In the studio with me, I have Cathy Caputo from the Center for Spiritual Living and the Reverend Cheryl Mchunguzi, Unity Church of Healing Light. So I'd like to talk a little bit about what's going on, and then we're going to get back to your question. I'm not going to forget that juicy question. I'm doing lots of Celebration of Life memorial services, and I am doing lots of weddings. I've been coaching some people on public speaking skills, so that's what I'm up to right now. Cathy, what's going on at the Center for Spiritual Living, Hicksville?
Well, we have a wonderful Sunday service, and we have a junior center that meets on the second and fourth Sundays of the month, and it's a lot of fun. We teach New Thought principles, and we have a wonderful craft activity to anchor that within the children, and they have a great time. They come out afterwards into the meeting hall for the adults, and they tell everybody what they've done and show their craft activities, and everybody loves it.
Fantastic. You can check that out at csl.org. And tell us, Cheryl.
Well, Unity Church of Healing Light is having their Christmas service, and that's the 22nd of December, candle lighting service, which is always a spiritual experience.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful. And also, we have our burning bowl ceremony where we really burn up what we don't want and highlight and write our letters to God about what we do want.
Okay, let me just explain that a little bit. I just want to get clear on that one. What we do is we write down on a piece of paper.
Yes. We don't burn up people.
No, right? We just got to get clear. We are on the air. So you write it down, and you know what's so cool is they use a little flash paper.
Yes.
So you go up to the front of the sanctuary, and Reverend Saba has this beautiful bowl, then you pop it in there, it goes I loved it last year. I went and people weren't really letting go. Remember that? And things were like, and so then what you do is it's a strong nonverbal message to the subconscious mind that you are ready to release and let go and allow. Because that's so much of spiritual principle. The omnipresence of God's good is all around us. It's just being willing to allow.
Ready for us.
So there's the candle lighting service where we learn about our 12 powers. And then there's this ceremony, the burning bowl, and then you also write a letter to God on goals, like I was talking about earlier, what you'd like to experience in your life. And then halfway through the year, it's sent back to you. So that's a great program.
You can see how far you've come,
and
what you've accomplished. It's a very empowering process.
Yeah, I love it. I really like that so much. Now, in New Thought, we do affirmative prayer. We don't beg, cajole, or plead to God outside of us to do something for us. We become aware of the presence and power of God within, and we speak to that. And right now, I'm going to ask Kathy, since we have practitioner Rev.Cathy here, to say an affirmative prayer on goals, because that's what we were talking about in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's your camera. Go for it.
Okay, so we can just take a nice deep breath.
You going to close your eyes?
And you might want to close your eyes and just be present in the moment. As I know that there's one infinite mind that knows all, is all, and is everywhere present. It is present in me as me. It expresses itself through me in infinite ways. I know that I am one with it. And it is right now that I set my goals, knowing that every goal that I set, everything that I intend to do, is already supported by that infinite mind, that infinite presence that loves me as it loves itself. It supports me in everything that I intend to do that is for the good of all concerned. And so I do this right now with ease and with absolute faith and trust in spirit, that I am always supported, that I look forward and know that whatever it is, I can do, because I am God's action, and God is always successful. And so with gratitude, that I can let go of anything in consciousness that would prevent or hinder me from going forward, knowing that there is nothing in God that hinders me. I move forward now with ease, with joy, and with absolute success. And so with gratitude, I release this treatment into the law, and so it is.
And so it is. Fantastic affirmative prayer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I want our viewing audience to know that affirmative prayer is really easy. What we do is we recognize there's one presence and power, and then we unify. It expresses through me as me, and then make a declaration, a yes statement, as if it's already true. So a simple affirmative prayer would be, there's one presence, one power, infinite intelligence. It expresses through me as me. I am divinely guided in all I think, say, and do. Amen. So it can be 3 sentences long, or it can be 3 minutes long.
It can be I am.
It can just be I am, right? There you go. Just as long as you identify with the power. Okay, I want to make sure that the viewing audience knows everybody's web address. And so for Reverend Cheryl over at the Unity Church in Huntington, it's unityhuntingtonnewyork.org. So that's unityhuntingtonny.org. If you want to check out Rev.Cathy, it's cls.org. And if you're thinking about getting married, check out my website. I love to do weddings.com. You spell it like you say it. Or, of course, youarethelight.org. If you're interested in receiving a spiritual prescription or you'd like more information about New Thought, you can write us at Post Office Box 472, Woodbury, New York. That's Post Office Box 472, Woodbury, New York. If you want to call me, my cell number is 516-909-0103, 516-909-0103. Okay, back to our juicy question. Cheryl, you were asking, you had like a really deep question before the commercial break to our author, Reverend Barbara Gold-Banser, the author of the Angel Talk program. What's your question?
How do you help people prepare to receive angels in their life?
Like, how do they connect?
Yes. How do you prepare their consciousness when we have so many things that can keep us disconnected from God in terms of our past experiences, our previous teachings or behaviors?
Well, I think that it's a really good question. I think that we need to take baby steps with people. Like, if they're receptive and open, you could start making some suggestions, like say, are you willing to ask your angels for guidance in this matter? And then you could guide them on how to do that. You could suggest, see if they're open to meditation. See if they're open to keeping an angel journal, which I talk about in the book. When they're just starting out connecting with angels, it's really helpful to suggest to someone to write down any angel experience that they've had, no matter how small. Like even I asked for guidance and I found my car keys, because that starts to show them how many encounters they've had, and it verifies their experience and sort of starts building the trust and the faith. And you could even write questions in your angel talk journal, a question to your angel. So you gently teach them baby steps, how to connect with the angels. And the Angel Talk program is so easy that you could just ask them, are they willing to ask their angel for help? And if they say yes, it will build upon itself. And for me, how I do it is I go out and teach workshops and I write the books and I talk to people about angels a lot out there. But if you're working one-on-one with a person, I would just suggest gently, suggesting meditation, suggesting they ask their angel for guidance, and then they'll have some experiences and it will build on itself.
Yeah. Fantastic. And also, I love how you put it, are you willing? Because everybody loves when they have a choice. That's, that's one of our, inherently we love to have choice. So when you say you're willing, that creates that space. You mentioned, Barbara, the journaling. And that's a really important piece of the Angel Talk program is journaling, that you actually ask that you get a special book that you set aside to use with the 5-step program. And by the way, I want to talk about this 5-step spiritual program for opening your heart to receiving divine guidance. Now, remember, when we're talking about angels, we're saying messengers from God. So angels could be actually celestial beings that we mentioned earlier, incarnate, as Barbara said, but also divine ideas are considered angel thoughts. So we want to make that really clear too. Divine ideas are also considered angel thoughts, so that whenever you have, received divine guidance or wisdom, you can say that was an angel blessing. Now, in the book, you have a critical piece, the first step of the program. Tell the people about the first step of the program, which is called Ask.
The first step is a very important step, and it's so easy that anyone can do this. It's just ask for assistance. That simple. And just think of it, if you were going to you have to invite the angels in. They're waiting to assist you, but they need you to do something. They will never interfere with your free will unless you're about to make your transition and it's not your time. For example, we have some examples of near car accidents. An angel will interfere even if you didn't call on them if it's not your time to go. But generally speaking, they'll never interfere with your free will. You need to invite them. So just think that you're having a beautiful party, and the first thing you do is what? You write an invitation. So we want to invite our angels in, and we simply ask whatever it is we want. We just ask for guidance, ask for assistance, and it's that easy. They're waiting to help you. They're just waiting for you to open the door just a little bit, just a crack, and they will whoosh in and help you in astounding ways. So asking for assistance is the very first step. It takes you to do something. And the same thing like an affirmative prayer. We have to do something. We say the prayer.
Okay, so
how the old expression, treat and move your feet.
Right.
So just like we say the prayer, we initiate the contact with the angels. They're already there with you, but we open up the pathway to communication by simply asking. And what can you ask your angels? Anything. You can ask them, what's my life purpose? Should I stay in this relationship? Should I move to another geographic location? You could ask them anything that you want. You're not imposing on them. You're not taking up their time. Nothing is too small to ask them. They're here to assist.
Okay, so those questions were questions of guidance, those particular questions you just mentioned. And how about asking for angel assistance? That, you know, I'm working on a project, or what about that?
Yes, definitely. When I sit down to write, I write the Joy newsletter,
yes.
Which is an inspirational newsletter. I write books. I ask the angels, I say, you know, I ask you to do this, please do this through me. So you can ask them in that way as well, Janine, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear. Also, I want the viewing audience to know your web address is liveyourjoy.org. Liveyourjoy.org. There's a banner across the screen that the people can get that information. You have a fantastic newsletter, the Live Your Joy Institute. I love your newsletter. You're such a prolific writer, and just such a beautiful writer. Very inspirational, very warm-hearted, and also intellectual as well. And so you can go to the website, you can pop in your email address and sign up and check it out. Okay, when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about the Angel Talk program, but already it's time for a commercial break, so we'll be right back in just a moment with Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, your daughter imitates. When your daughter imitates, she gets thrown out of school. When she gets thrown out of school, she meets undesirables. When she meets undesirables, she ties the knot with undesirables. And when she ties the knot with undesirables, you get a grandson with a dog collar. Don't have a grandson with a dog collar. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When your cable company keeps you on hold, you get angry. When you get angry, you go blow off steam. When you go blow off steam, accidents happen. When accidents happen, you get an eye patch. When you get an eye patch, people think you're tough. When people think you're tough, people want to see how tough. And when people want to see how tough, you wake up in a roadside ditch. Don't wake up in a roadside ditch. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When you pay too much for cable, you throw things. When you throw things, people think you have anger issues. When people think you have anger issues, your schedule clears up. When your schedule clears up, you grow a scraggly beard. When you grow a scraggly beard, you start taking in stray animals. And when you start taking in stray animals, you can't stop taking in stray animals. Stop taking in stray animals. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC.
The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
peacefully, joyfully. I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully. I follow my...
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns. Delighted to be with you this week because we're talking about the Angel Talk program that was put together by Reverend Barbara Gold-Branson of liveyourjoy.org. She has the Live Your Joy Institute. And what I love about the book, besides the affirmative prayer, is the simplistic ideas. Barbara just taught us the first step to connect with the angels, and that is merely to ask. Talk to your angels. Begin to have a conversation. If you need to know something or if you want some support. And that's because in the book, Barbara talked about how we each have our own guardian angel. Tell us more.
Your guardian angel, and you might have more than one. Everyone has at least one, but you could have more. Your guardian angel has been with you since the beginning of your life. Some people believe that we have many lives. If you do believe that, the guardian angel's been with you through all those lives. And the guardian angel is sent to assist you, to help you, to protect you, just to love you and bring you blessings and gifts. So everybody has that. You can talk to your guardian angel. You can have conversation with your guardian angel and ask for confirmation that he or she is there, or ask any question that you want. But you can rest assured that every single person on earth has a guardian, at least one guardian angel.
Fantastic. And we start by merely just talking, just asking. All right, great. During the break, Reverend Cathy, you were telling us another angel story that I'd love for you to share on air.
Sure. For a long time, the church that I'm involved in did not have our ministerial course, and I really wanted to be a minister. And I waited and I waited, and a friend of mine sent me an email one night, and she said that at 10 o'clock tonight, I'm going to send an angel to your door. Open up the door and write down 3 things that you really want and put it in an envelope, and allow the angel to ask the angel to give you what you want. So I did that. And I put the envelope away. This was in June. In July, I got a call from a minister who was putting together a ministerial course. And she was doing it because she knew that that's what I wanted.
Fantastical.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Demonstration.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. In the program, Angel Talk, the 5-step program, one of the other things you do is you talk about archangels. You talk about there's all different types of angels. But you talk specifically about archangels, you name them, and you talk about what their particular function is. Could you talk about a couple of the angels and let us know? I know there's Uriel, there's Ariel, there's Archangel Michael, there's Raphael, there's Gabriel. They're on and on. Tell us.
Sure. Well, the archangels are more powerful and larger than the guardian angels. They're said to even supervise the guardian angels. And you could call on them for particular things because they have areas of specialty. They amplify certain qualities of God. For example, Archangel Michael is for protection. So if you feel fearful or in a fearful situation, you could call on him for protection. As a mother, I know I call on him to protect my daughter at various times, so you can do that as well. So Archangel, and if you see blue light, you know that Archangel Michael is near. So he's one you could call on for that. Archangel Raphael is for physical healing. If you see green light, he's near. So if you know somebody who needs a physical healing, you can ask Archangel Raphael for assistance in that. And he also helps you have safe and easy travels. So if you're traveling and you don't want to lose your suitcase, you can call on Archangel Raphael to help you in that way as well. Archangel Raphael and Archangel Ariel both work with wildlife to heal sick or injured animals. So if you see, yes.
Oh, keep going, go ahead.
Keep going? Okay. If you see an injured animal on the road or an animal's having trouble, you could call on Ariel, Archangel Ariel. And if you see lions, that means Ariel is near. And she'll work with Raphael. Archangel Gabriel will help with fertility issues and also communication. So if you're an author or somebody or a public speaker or somebody in the communication field, you can call on Archangel Gabriel for assistance. And there is a list in the book. Do you want me to name any more?
Well, no, because if the people want, they can go to Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or they can go to liveyourjoy.org and they can purchase the ebook. What is the price of the ebook?
It depends what device you're getting it from. I think it's something like $9.95, but it might be different for Nook and Kindle. It's in that range.
Okay, great, fantastic. You know what, I just want to say that what I really love about your book is that you say that angels are your spiritual partners. Isn't that nice to know? Because we already know that God expresses in me, through me, and as me.
Yes.
So God is not my partner. God is the expression that I am the individualization of God. But you say that they are your spiritual partners who are with you all the time. And what I really like is that by using the Angel Talk program in our daily life, it's a proven 5-step technique or method for connecting with your angels, and so that you can manifest your desires and as you write in the book, live a life that's truly heaven sent. And that really goes right in what I was talking about in the beginning, which is setting goals. Getting goals and dreams larger than you can figure out how to make them happen. So if you have a goal and you already know that it takes this to make it work, you're not dreaming big enough. You have to dream dreams that are so big that you need to be open and receptive to divine guidance, to divine ideas, to people supporting you on your spiritual journey and pathways, and being open and receptive to the angels. Barbara, please wrap it up with a divine idea that you'd like the people to know about the Angel Talk program.
I'd like them to understand that it's a very natural program. There's nothing superstitious about it. It's natural, it's easy, and it's just simple. And it's so simple that you'll be surprised at how your life can unfold in beautiful ways, in health, in prosperity, in your life's work, and in love, in every way.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, I want to just give people a little information about what's upcoming. Again, Barnes & Noble or the Nook or the Kindle or Amazon. You can go also to liveyourjoy.org. Thank you so much, Reverend Barbara Gold-Branson, for being us this week on Angel Talk. It was just fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, Barbara.
Enjoyed it so much. And with us in the studio, of course, Reverend Cheryl Mchunguzi. You can meet Cheryl by going to unityhuntingtonny.org. They hold Sunday services at 11 a.m. each Sunday morning. And Kathy is over at the Center for Spiritual Living, that's csl.org, that is over in Hicksville. And you can join her on Sunday mornings at 10:45 a.m. I would also like you to know that this coming Saturday, the 14th, from 1 to 5 p.m., Madhouse TV Studios. We are located in Deer Park, Long Island, New York. They're going over to Queens to the Ronald McDonald House, and they're having Ronald McDonald Christmas. You can check it out on the internet, ronaldmcdonaldchristmas.com. It's going to be a whole fantastic day. Information, our very own Gail King, who has a Making a Difference with Gail TV show, is going to be here. Tommy Marr, Tom Mealy are going to be the host of it. Tommy Marr has he's the Woodstock Guru. He has the Maverick Soul Hour on Monday nights. It's going to be a spectacular day. So tune into Madhouse TV on Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. I'd like to remind you, if you'd like more information about practical spirituality, you can send a self-addressed envelope to Post Office Box 472 in Woodbury, New York. We will send you a spiritual prescription or any other information you'd like. Next week, Dennis Merritt Jones, the prolific author of The Art of Being, will be here with us on the show for the full hour. The Reverend Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones. So tune in, same time next week at 6 p.m. live on madhousetv.com. You can also check out the show anytime afterwards on Ustream or YouTube. So we'll see you next week. I bless you. I appreciate you. I call upon you to go out there and set some big goals and really be a light in the world as you can demonstrate fantastic things and show people that they can too do the same, because the power is always within you. Ladies, thank you for joining me on spirituality. You want to with me, everybody together?
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on spirituality.
Rocks.
Rocks.